Thank you, Sue, for having the vision to initiate the Normal Labor and Birth Research Conference, and also for those very relevant introductory remarks. We will now start with the first session of this virtual conference. This is a plenary keynote session chaired by none other than the President of the International Confederation of Midwives, Dr. Franka Cadee. Dr. Cadee is an expert on midwifery and a consultant on sexual and reproductive health care. She has over 30 years of strategy and policy developments, leadership, and project management. She has lived and worked across a range of countries and is well aware of the realities of midwifery care. She is well known for her research in twinning collaborations between associations of midwives and manages several cross-cultural twinning projects for the Royal Dutch Organization of Midwives. She has served on the ICM Council as a delegate and on the board as the treasurer before taking over the coveted role of president. I present to you Dr. Franka Cadee.
It is such an honor to speak at the 15th International Labour and Birth Research Conference, India. My deep respect to all those who have made this virtual conference a reality. I can imagine that many midwives like myself worldwide are hungry for information and inspiration because the global COVID-19 pandemic has asked so much of us all. This is reflected by the numbers of participants attending this conference over the next 2 days. We clearly need to be replenished to carry on our essential work. Well, the program before you will definitely do that. At the International Confederation of Midwives, we have heard many stories of midwives in the last year who have carried on standing by women while risking their own lives due to the pandemic. Some have even lost their lives through COVID-19 because of their commitment to midwifery and to women. May they rest in peace. It appears as if it was not realized by governments globally that women can still get pregnant in a pandemic, let alone that the world realized and acted upon the fact that for us to overcome this pandemic, we need to invest in our future generations. This means we need to invest in the sexual and reproductive lives and health of women, which in turn means we need to invest in midwifery, and so in midwives. Women globally have suffered disproportionately due to the pandemic. On top of a global rise in violence against women, many services provided by midwives, such as contraceptive and abortion services, antenatal care, care during labour and birth, as well as postnatal services, were not seen as essential services and were changed to virtual services at best, but often simply reduced or stopped altogether. And midwives were not provided adequate personal protective equipment to be able to protect themselves and the women and the families they serve. Now, this year, 2020, is the year of the midwife, which many think has been overshadowed by the pandemic. But I don't agree with that. Through the pandemic, it has become clearer than ever how important midwives are. A Lancet paper on the impact of midwives launched earlier this month has yet again reinforced what much research before it has made evident. Midwives are crucial for women and a healthy future generation. That midwives are speaking up is clear, and this conference is a telling example. What we as midwives need to learn even better is to be heard. It is for this reason that ICM has declared this year the first year of the decade of the midwife. We will speak up and be heard hand in hand with the women we serve. We will speak up and be heard hand in hand with the partners who share our cause. Our positive impact on the health and well-being of women is beyond doubt. Now we need to increase our impact on decision makers globally to make the ICM vision of a world where every woman can have a midwife by her side become a reality.